Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian McCollum, and I'm down here today just past the southern border of the United States of America in the Conch Republic. Now, if you want to find out more about what the Conch Republic actually is, this is in fact, I think, the coolest micronation on Earth. You can check out the video we just posted over on Deep Dive with Ian that talks about the whole history of the Conch Republic, founded in 1982. But what we're going to do today is take a look at two of the core weapons of the Conch Republic military forces. They do have an army and they do have a navy. And the grand military strategy of the Conch Republic is to feed the enemy until they give up, with a core emphasis on highly non-lethal weaponry. And the two most iconic weapons of the Conch military are Cuban bread, ideally stale, and Conch Fritters. This is normal Cuban bread. This is a particularly ornate and elaborate set of Conch Fritters. So, war with the United States, when the Conch Republic declared its independence, was initiated with a loaf of stale Cuban bread. Cuban bread, distinctive a bit, shaped much like a French baguette, if a bit shorter, and a particularly light, airy bread by virtue of being made with lard, as well as the traditional flour, water, yeast, and salt. So very distinctive down here. And why Cuban bread in not Key West, definitely not Key West, in the Conch Republic? Well, because for a very long time, the community here had very close ties to Cuba. We are currently 90 nautical miles from Cuba, and until the 1910s, there was actually no road or rail access from here, from Key West, back up to the rest of Florida and the continental United States. It wasn't until 1912, I believe, that an overseas railroad actually was completed that allowed rail traffic from mainland Florida down here to the Keys. Before that, if you wanted to get to Key West, you were getting on a boat to do it, which meant that there was a lot of trade going on with Cuba as well as the United States. Because if you're going to get on a boat and go 100 miles, well, that could take you to Miami, not quite to Miami, or it could take you to Cuba. Of course, that all changed when you had the communist revolution in Cuba, the communist takeover in Cuba, and diplomatic relations were cut off. But until then, huge Cuban influence down here in the Keys. The other traditional weapon of the Conchs is the Conch Fritter, named after the Conchs. A conch, by the way, is a mollusk, lives in this really cool shell that you can use as a horn, make some really cool, very tropical, very Aquaman style of sound effects with a conch shell. But inside that shell is a little living mollusk that is quite delicious when battered and deep fried, and it's a very traditional delicacy down here in the Keys. So I mentioned the Cuban bread was used to initiate the War of Secession. That was done by bonking a U.S. Navy sailor over the head with it. Conch Fritters were actually used as an aerially deployed weapon. There was a local conch, name of the local residents that referred to as conchs, who had a biplane. There's a little airfield down here on Key West, who at the declaration of secession bombed some of the Navy and Coast Guard personnel, and probably a lot of innocent bystanders, with a large batch of homemade Conch Fritters. I'll tell you what, they are delicious, but frankly, they're largely delicious because they're battered, deep fried, some hot chili peppers in there, and just a delicious covering, fried covering over, kind of could be anything inside. The conch is good, but you don't really even need the conch to make a Conch Fritter really tasty. So, like I said, the Conch Republic is one of the coolest backstory micronations on the planet. If you want to know more about it, head over to Deep Dive with Ian, my other channel focusing on scuba and scuba adjacent topics, and you can check out the full video we posted on the Conch Republic today. Thanks for watching.
Well, water and Conch Fritters and the Cuban bread did fly. In our bombers, they were raining toilet paper from the sky. In our cannons, they did thunder to proclaim our victory. We fought bravely on.